Test it.
When you get ready, give me the rundown.
Testing 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Testing 1 2. Good evening, and welcome to all of you to our annual awards banquet for our athletic program here at Newport Grammar School. We come tonight to celebrate the many achievements of our student athletes that have taken place over the course of the year and recognize all of the hard work that has happened in a year where so many crazy things have happened in so many areas of our lives, more than we could ever imagine. The video that you saw on these screens behind me was taken from footage from our championship state basketball tournament game, and I wanted to let that play to the very end so you could see that celebratory buzzer at the very end. So I think that was worth it. That was certainly a moment in history for our school. On behalf of the administration at Newport Grammar School, we're proud to be able to host this event for you in person this year when so many events are taking place remotely these days, or in some cases not at all. So we're glad you're here. I'm also excited to say that we are live streaming this event for those people who chose to watch from their homes. So we want to welcome all of you who are joining us that way as well. There will be a video archive of this ceremony available on our YouTube channel if you want to go back and revisit that. We hope to be able to offer that service and a lot more of the things that we do as we move forward. At this time, I do want to ask everyone, if you have a cell phone or a mobile device, to go ahead and put that in the silent mode. We do have a lot of recognitions going on, and we don't want anything distracting those. So if you take your cell phone out and make sure that is silenced at this time, we'd appreciate that. In just a minute, I'm going to invite Mr. Clint Provenzel to the podium. Mr. Provenzel is our athletic director, and he's going to be introducing our very special guest speaker today. I've heard through my sources that social media already knows this person is in town. In fact, there are some unconfirmed reports that this person was sighted at the Newport Cracker Barrel. I'll let him address that if he chooses to. Regardless, I think you'll be happy to hear what he has to say. Again, I want to thank you for joining us this evening, and please welcome to the podium Mr. Provenzel.
All right, don't you love social media? Yes. All right, I have the great honor of introducing tonight's speaker for everyone. Let's go ahead and give a few accolades. He is originally from Kingsport, Tennessee, attended high school at Dobbins-Bennett for 2 years, then Christ School College, and a Christ School in Asheville, North Carolina, college, University of Tennessee. During his recruiting process, he was considered a 3-star recruit. He was tried to steal away by Houston Fancher, but that didn't work out for Houston. He ended up signing with the University of Tennessee, which we are all glad for. His junior year in Knoxville, he led the team in scoring, rebounds, and steals while shooting 61.2% from the field, which ranks second in the SEC and fourth in school history. He served on the SEC Men's Basketball Leadership Council that year as well. His senior year, he served on the Knoxville News Sentinels. He was the Knoxville News Sentinels 2020 Sports Person of the Year. He had the 6th best career field goal percentage in Tennessee history. He ranks 15th in rebounds in school history. He took a lot of time out of his week today to come because it is his birthday on Thursday. So we're glad that he was able to attend and took time out of his week to come and see everyone tonight, especially these student athletes here in front of us. Without further ado, this man only needs one name, Fulke.
What's up, guys? You guys doing good? I didn't really prepare a speech, but thank you for introducing me. I appreciate that. And thank you to everyone here that has made this possible. You all have a great support system here. Your all's teachers and coaches really care a lot about you. So let's just give your coaches and teachers a hand. First of all, I guess, is there any questions you guys want to ask to begin with? No? Yes. How tall am I? I say 6'8". People list me at 6'9", but I say 6'8". No more questions? I guess I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Like he said, I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee, and I went to Dobbins-Bennett High School. And then I transferred schools to Christ School in Asheville, North Carolina, where I spent 2 years. And I would say about my sophomore year of high school, which is in a couple years for you guys, was it 6th, 7th, 8th? 7th, 8th? 7th and 8th. So in a couple years, I really realized that I wanted to play college basketball and that basketball was very important to me and that I wanted to go to college and do it and make the most of it. And so from that point on, I really started working hard and trying to work at it as much as I could to develop my game for college. But I think some lessons along the way that I've learned to share with you guys. I think working hard is the biggest thing, and in college, what I tell everybody, especially kids, young people like you all, that I wouldn't be able to perform on the court if I didn't take care of the classroom stuff first, and being able to stay eligible. To stay eligible, you have to maintain a certain grades, go to class, everything like that, and so it doesn't really. I know we have some great accomplishments we're going to talk about tonight. I mean, there's some nice stuff up here, but you guys wouldn't get any of this stuff if you weren't going to class and listening to your teachers and doing your homework, reading, making good grades on tests. So I think that the biggest thing is taking care of your schoolwork first, because none of it, you can't do any of this stuff on the court, on the field, wherever, if you don't take care of your classroom stuff first. And another thing that I've learned is how much and how important it is to listen to your teachers. Trust me, when I was your all's age, I didn't think that they knew what they were talking about and that they didn't know what was best for me, but I promise you they do. And same goes with your parents as well. Your parents, you might think that they're, being mean to you or not letting you have fun or, things like that, but I promise you I can say now that I'm almost 24 years old that your parents and your teachers and your coaches know what is best for you, and that they're never going to steer you in the wrong direction. And that's something that I really enjoy doing. I love listening to my parents. I ask them for advice. Even now, my coaches, they're always going to point you in the right direction and make you the best you can be. So really listen to them, ask them a million questions. I promise they will not get tired of you asking questions. They're here to help you. And so that's something that I've learned over my time here is take advantage of these guys, and because they're here to help you. Any questions? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Right. It is. I maybe would have retaliated if I was able to, but clearly I wasn't able to. But moral of that story, I think what I took away from it is that we all make mistakes, and every single one of you guys is gonna make mistakes. You're gonna, maybe do something you didn't want to do, regret something. You didn't spend as long doing this as you should have. You spent too much time doing that, and everybody's gonna do things that they regret and do things and make mistakes. And I think that I just go to the way my parents raised me, and my parents raised me that you're gonna make mistakes, and people are gonna not always treat you the right way. People are gonna do things to you that you don't like, but you just got to forgive them and move on, because you just got to look at the bigger picture, and if he could go back, he probably would not have done that. But from it, I just learned how big of forgiveness it is, because I don't know if you guys know, but Vol Nation is our fans are really supportive, to say the least, and they had my back for sure. And I really I'm not sure if you guys saw my tweet, but I tweeted basically what I just said, that everybody makes mistakes, and that we're going to show grace to him, and that we're going to forgive him, because they were really going after him, because they wanted him to experience the same things I did. But I think that the way I look at it, I would not want anything to happen to him, and I want the best for him still, and for him to be successful, just not when we play them. But from that whole situation, I just learned the act of forgiveness, and what all it takes. And I just feel like it might not be the fun thing to do, but it's definitely being the bigger person and the better man because of it, and just showing your respect and responsibility and humility and showing just what kind of person you are. And I think if I would have retaliated and gone after him the way some people would have, that would not have been a good look for me. And I really try to work on my reputation, and really, I did an interview today, and they asked me, what do I want kids to look at me? What do I want you all to think of me? And I want you all to think, obviously, I do play basketball, but I was a kid just like you guys, and that I am a good person. I care about other people. I'm a nice person, a person of good character. That's what I try to be, because I would want my kids one day, you all looking up to me to think the same as well. And so that's I guess what I learned from that. And I think that me not retaliating, he talked about composure, and I think that just goes back to make the Power T, Tennessee, and our university and our coaching staff and the kind of players that our coach recruits, it makes us look good. It makes us, that we have respect for the other team, that we're mature, we're good people, that we don't, react to certain situations, and that we know everybody makes mistakes, and that, we're going to be better because of it. Any questions? Yes. Okay, so this is going to be my 6th year at Tennessee, and it's been a long time there, but it's been a great time there. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And so I graduated in 4 years with a degree in sports management, and when I was doing that, I know you guys have no clue. You might, but I did not have a clue. I still don't know what I'm going to do, but you all may not know what you want to do in college, what you want to study, what you want to be. And so I majored in sports management and graduated with that, and now I'm getting my master's in communications, and I'll graduate with that next year. So I'll have a sports management degree, and then a master's in communication. And I think that what I want to do with my future is I want to go into coaching, because I've learned so much from our coach, Rick Barnes, and his staff, and just playing at the SEC level, that I've learned so much. I'm sure you guys have learned from your coaches stuff about your sports that you didn't know, and I feel like I want to help people your age and help young athletes and teach them what all I've learned. So I want to do coaching, and then I would also love to, open a PALS in Knoxville. I'm not sure who all's been to PALS, but I would love to do that. I don't know if it's going to ever come true, but that would be fun. Yes. Okay, she asked what really made me come back to play another year, and long story short, I just couldn't pass up this opportunity to play at Tennessee, and because of the community, the city of Knoxville, the University of Tennessee, I'm going to be able to graduate with my master's degree, and I'll have all of that paid for. And how much I love the University of Tennessee, how much I love, I wish I could describe the feeling of putting on a Tennessee jersey that has your name on the back, that has your number. It's what you all experience when you put on your jersey times at least 30. And it's just such a good feeling that you get to go to your state school and play for them and represent them. And it was just an opportunity that I couldn't pass up on. And how much I love playing for them. The last game I played, I can't remember when I got hit in the head. None of that day is up there. And so not being able to remember something that you love so much and have so much respect for, it was just, and I had the chance to do it all over again. And so that was another reason why I decided to come back as well, to just sort of walk off on my own terms and finish on my own terms. And then, everybody's wearing a mask in here. Hopefully next year, knock on wood, that we don't have to, we can have, a packed out Thompson Bowling Arena. You guys can pack it out in here or whatever sport you're playing, and that we can have some fans there. And so I'm really excited for next year. Good. You guys didn't have much questions. No questions? No.
Any other questions? Parents, any questions?
Oh. Of course. So she asked me to talk about my work ethic, and that's probably, other than the things I shared with you, basketball-wise, that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned. And really, you can imagine all of your dreams and goals that you want to be. If you want to go somewhere and play volleyball, soccer, baseball, basketball, you can dream about it and think about all you want, but if you don't put the work in, and if you don't work every day to be better, then you're not going to get there. And that's something that I've learned throughout my time at Tennessee is really working hard. And the work ethic that our coaches instill in us is top to none. That you've got to stay in the gym to be better, and we're in there all the time. Like any time of the day, you can go into our practice gym and you'll see players in there working out. People come at night, people come in the mornings, and it's so important. It might be the most important to your all's success is just working hard, and that doesn't necessarily even have to be in sports. I know you guys are all here for sports, but if you don't want to play sports in college, then that is perfectly fine. Everybody's going to have a job one day, and so if you want to major in this, if you want to be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, anything, then you're going to have to work hard at it. And so you can take this work ethic that you've applied to sports, and you can put it towards anything. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is the amount of time that I spend working at basketball is a lot. And one day I'm going to stop playing, and so I can take what I've learned and how much work it takes to put that into my future workplace. Okay, she asked, what does it mean to me personally to be a good team player? A lot, because if your teammates don't like you, then it's really awkward, and they're not going to pass you the ball, and they're not going to talk to you. And so I feel like that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself on is being a good teammate and really picking each other up and really being there for one another, having each other's back, and being a people person, really, because your team chemistry and team bonding is so important. Because if you all don't get along, then you guys are not going to succeed out here. You're going to be mad at each other, not wanting to pass on the ball. And so the more you guys hang out, the more you guys spend time together, and the more you're in here playing, I think the better you're going to get, and that will help you be successful. Say it again. My thoughts about going to the NBA. I mean, that's the ultimate goal for sure. And you know, we're going to keep working towards that goal and go as far as we can go with it. Yes. Advice as a middle schooler, and I would say as a middle schooler, I was not even that tall. I was not even that good either. So to all of you all out there, I promise there's hope. I was not that good. It definitely has went up since then, but I would say you might laugh, but really the fundamentals. You know, shooting, passing, dribbling. You know, if you can do all three of those, then I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. And just keep working at it every day. Stay in the gym. Keep staying in here, shooting, working. That's about it. Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah. So he asked about basically time management. How do I balance all of this? And really, when we came into college, when I came into Tennessee as a freshman, we took a summer class that was called time management because we are just in classes, in practice, in workouts, in study hall, and so many different things that take up so much of our time. For example, you know, just a normal day would be 6 a.m. weights, and then practice or class from 8 to 1, and then practice from 2 to 5, and then you got study hall at night. You got to eat dinner. You got to have a social life. You got to hang out with your friends. So there's a ton of things going on in college, and I think that the biggest thing I would say is make time for what's important to you. You know, if basketball is really important to you, you're going to spend a lot of time doing it, but you've got to spend just as much time doing that as you do your homework. You know, if you're wanting to make money, you know, you're going to spend a lot of time doing your job. If you like to read, I think you invest your time in what's important to you. And I think if you really break down your day and see how you spend your day, then it can either be kind of an eye-opening. It can be, wow, you know, I spend way too much time, you know, playing Fortnite or playing Warzone or you know, TikTok, whatever you guys do. I think that if you really break down your time, then I think you'll see, you know, I spend too much time here. I need to spend more time doing this, doing that. So I encourage you all to write down where you spend the most of your time, and where you spend the most of the time, that should be the most important thing to you is that. Okay, so he asked about the sports I played growing up. So I never played baseball or soccer growing up. I played football and basketball growing up, but I would tell my kids, parents, that I would have my kid in every single sport. I would let them play whatever, whenever, and just to try it all out, see what they like, see what they're good at, and so I played football up until middle school. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was not very good at all. And so that's why in high school, I only played basketball, and then from then on, I'm here today. And so But if I could go back, I would have loved to play baseball because I would love to have been a left-handed pitcher. I feel like that's a lot easier than what I'm doing now, I think. But I never had the chance to. I didn't play soccer, baseball, none of that, only football and basketball, and up until high school, and then just basketball. So that's the answer to that one. Any more questions? Yes. So she asked me to talk about making the most out of my time, and I mean, I can just think of, and this is not a great example, but I have some teammates that would just scroll and scroll and scroll on social media, and Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all those different social media platforms, and you can be doing so many other things. I promise those things will be there tomorrow. That it's productive and things that will help you to be a better person. And like she said, you've only got 24 hours in a day, and you've got to make the most of it to be the most successful. And I think that's what I tell you guys is always try to be doing something that will make you better and that will help educate you, help you out in some form or fashion. Because like she said, wasted time is not good time, and so you always want to be making the most of each day and trying to have as least downtime as possible. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate you guys letting me join you guys for your banquet.
Okay, I've got to follow that. So now we're going to start out with the awards for the athletes, and the golf team will go first, and I'm the golf coach, so I will do that. We just finished this year up. Yesterday was our district tournament, and we had a pretty good run. Our girls finished third place this year. Top two teams advanced, so we missed out by one spot advancing. But we have the majority of our team back next year, so we hope to make a good run next year. Our boys, we finished about middle of the pack this year, but we only lose one player. Same as the girls, we have most of the team coming back. So next year, hopefully we can take that next step forward and advance on from the district tournament into the regionals. And now I'd like to introduce the golf team. First up's Blaine Aurelian. I don't think I saw Blaine. Maurice Timmons. Jesslyn Suardika. Who finished sixth place out of 25 golfers. Great job, Jesslyn. Aaron Abrams. Anai Shaver. Heather Lingerfelt. Jocelyn Waits. Luke Parton. And Lydia Persian, she's not here tonight. And last, I'd like to thank my assistant coach, Caleb Moore. He did a great job, helped me out he spent a lot of his time out there on the golf course with me this year. We couldn't have got through without him. Everybody loves Mr. Caleb, so everybody give a hand to Mr. Caleb. Okay, next up we have volleyball.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to say that I'm like super proud of our volleyball team. This year did not go without a hot mess because we were really the first sport that got to test the waters. And so there were days that we came in and it might be, today we're not playing. We're just practicing. We're just going to go and we're just going to keep practicing and we're not going to play any games. And then the next week it was, we're going to play this week. And then the next day it might have been, we're not playing anymore. So the resilience of this team was fabulous because no matter how many times we came in, we might have said, we're not playing. They still came in. They were still there. They still worked really hard. And I mean, I think we're all three really hard coaches. We're really hard on you guys. But when we fuss and we get mad and we yell at you guys, it's because we know your potential. I tell you girls all the time, basketball and volleyball, if I stop yelling at you, that's when you need to be nervous. If I'm not fussing at you, that's when you need to be nervous. Because then I've lost potential. But guess what? I yelled at all of you, so I see potential in every one of you. On the volleyball court and off the volleyball court. I'm just really proud. It was a tough year, and we ended up second, right? So we had some really good matches, so I'm just really proud. Abby Cosby. I'll pull this back up. Oh, yes. Aubrey Williams. Elena Ball. She's not here. Aubrey. Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Come back. Ellie Prophet. Haley Lowry. Carmen Shropshire. Krishna Patel. Meredith Grooms. Molly Roberts. Raylan Williamson. And then I'm about to start my 8th graders, and I just want to thank you guys for, I'm not going to cry, I'm going to hold it together, for sticking with me. I know I can, that's okay. I know I can be really tough sometimes, and I know that this was a weird year, You know, you guys had the same type of system for the last 2 years, and you really came into this year expecting to have that same system, and you didn't. And you got us 3, and like I said, sometimes we can be really tough. So just thank you, girls, for coming in and working hard every day and setting a good example for these 6th graders, because they're going to need it. But I just really appreciate you all and the hard work that you put in. So, Ayla Cole. Daya Simpson. Emerson Smith. Haley Brown. Leah Hammonds. Olivia Lewis. And Rachel Hunley.
At this time, we want to recognize our all-tournament, area tournament, all-tournament players for volleyball. If I call your name, step forward. Emerson Smith. Ayla Cole. Leah Hammonds.
Another round of applause for our volleyball team. All right, great job, girls. You can have a seat now. Okay, next up is Miss Jan O'Lear and Jessie Webb with cheerleading.
Good evening. We'd like all our cheerleaders, come on up here, please. Now. I'm going to break it. Okay. Stand on my tiptoes. Oh, that's better. All right. Hey, girls. When you coach or you teach, after a few years you realize that no 2 years are ever alike. No 2 teams are alike. You have a mixture of personalities and talents, and as a coach you try to mold them into a cohesive group. You look at their strengths and their weaknesses, because they will all vary from year to year and team to team, but you pray that you leave a lasting impression, something that the kids will take with them into life. And the fact is, I've always learned far more from my students and athletes than I could ever teach them. And this year's been no exception. But how do you cheer in the year of a pandemic? Let's think about that for a minute. What is the role of a cheerleader? Cheerleaders are loud, but you have to wear a mask. Cheerleaders are social, but you have to stay 6 feet apart. Cheerleaders support their team, away or at home or wherever we are. But you can't go to all the games because sometimes visiting cheerleaders aren't allowed. And cheerleaders love to stunt. I mean, they love to stunt like a basketball player loves to hit all his free throws and all his three-point attempts. They love to stunt. but you can't stunt. Well, take a look at these exceptional young ladies standing beside me. Did they complain? No, they did not complain. They took things in stride. They realized that every day together, as a team, as a squad, cheering on their teams, was a gift. They taught us to persevere in challenging times. They showed grace and showed us the true heart of an athlete, a competitor, a cheerleader. And we're very proud of them.
Okay, I won't be as long-winded, but I do want to say a couple of things because several of these girls up here are 8th graders, and we've coached them in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And I watched their bodies turn into athletic children. Like, it's been an incredible transformation that I've gotten to witness. But there's 4 that I specifically want to point out, which is Aubrey Grayless, Autumn Rankins, Tamaya Simpson, and Ziona Carr. Step forward. These girls have cheered all 3 years. They've never been late to a practice or to a game. They have never forgotten anything at a game or at practice. That's a huge deal. And if they've had to miss, it's only because they've been sick and they've had a doctor's note. They never make excuses or complain. They show up and they show out. And that is what's going to make you more successful than any type of athletic skill that I try to teach you. So you should pat yourself on the back and be very proud of that because it is a big deal. They've also always made grades. So great job, girls. Thank you. And then I'll talk a little bit about the state experience. Yeah, give them I also want to talk a little bit about state because we got to go. It was a great experience. I was extremely shocked that we got to go. The whole time I was like, I still just can't believe we're here. Like, I just can't. Just because of COVID and restrictions, I didn't know how the budget worked. I didn't know anything. So I am so thankful to our athletic directors and to the school board because they let us go. And they have been appreciative of that as well. I don't think I've ever experienced as much stress in all of my life being in a hotel with these children. Like, my body hurt the whole time because I was like, they're going to do something crazy. They're going to, I don't know, we're going to get kicked out. I don't know. But they were wonderful, and it was a great experience. That's really all that I want for them, and to take that with them to the next level and into the next year that they cheer or whatever sport that they decide to do. So thank you, girls, for allowing us and giving us the privilege and honor to be your coach. We love you, and we're excited to see the great things that y'all do. I can say their names. I don't care. Okay, are we starting? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so first up we have Maddie Shropshire. And Jeslyn Hembry. Brianna Mitchell, who's not here, I don't think. Okay. Brooklyn Devotai. Some of them, do they need to come back up here? Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Hayden Graham. Leah Timmons. Jaden Shear. Zai Carr. Who's next? Tamaya Simpson. Malia Stewart. Graceland Davis. Autumn Rankins. And who's the last one? Oh, Aubrey Grayless. I can see the name, sorry. Okay, do you want us to do this too? Yeah.
Okay, now for our all-tournament cheerleaders. If I call your name, come on up here and get your certificate. Miss Brooklyn DeVotai. Zai Carr. And Autumn Rankins. One more round of applause for our cheerleaders. Okay, this next one is new for us. It is our first ever dance team, so I'd like Miss Hazlitt to come on up now.
Hello. Huh? No, it's fine. I'm not used to talking to adults, so this is a little weird for me. But I'm Miss Hazlett. I teach 6th grade science here, and this was my first year being a coach at Newport Grammar School. So I considered it a privilege and an honor to have created the first ever NGS dance team. Yay. I thoroughly enjoyed working with the exceptional students who participated on the dance team. And I've learned in my years of teaching and coaching that you can learn a lot from your students and children in general. And so I kind of came away from this year with 3 things that my awesome kids taught me. So, number 1, it's important to be bold no matter what others may think. 2, to get out of your comfort zone, and I'm very uncomfortable right now, and that is where you will grow. So some of these kids have never done this before. Some of them have been on competition teams. They were all at different levels, but from the first practice to the first time they showed their routine here at the school, I saw tremendous growth in all of them. And number 3, if you give your all, you can achieve great things. And I will say that you guys worked really hard for me, and I was really proud of you, and I had the best time coaching you. So even though COVID kind of put a damper on things for us and we got a late start, I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had to work with you awesome kids, and I'm just really proud of you. And it's really exciting to look out because I've taught everybody sitting out here. That's really cool for me too. So I'll introduce the 2020-2021 dance team. First, 6th grade, Helena Summers. Taylor Shearer. Danica Workman. Jada Blanchard. Ashton Davidson. Kylie Timmons. Jada's in 7th grade, by the way. And also a 7th grader, Davani Holt. All right, my 8th graders, Haley Brown. Sincere Flint. She's not Morgan Swaffer, who is not here tonight. Rachel Hunley. I didn't see her. And Kennedy Williamson. I don't think she's here either. Thank you guys for being awesome. I love all of you.
Okay, now for girls basketball, Jerica Lane, Jayla Lane, and Caitlin Wyatt.
Okay, I have always said that I can teach my kiddos all day and coach in front of everyone, but this right here is not my very cup of tea, but here we go, okay? But first of all, I want to say thank you to our parents, because with this crazy year without you, it could have not have been possible at all, okay? This year was for sure very different for us. We didn't really know how many games we would get or when we did get, and we also didn't get a whole lot of games, but I always told, all of us always told our players that you take advantage and you practice hard and you go after what you need in each game that you do get, because you never know how many we really will get. And it did get cut short for us. So with that being said, I would have to say winning our area championship and finishing 15th in the state is not so bad this year. So that's a huge accomplishment for them. And I really just want to say how proud of the girls. We had our 8th graders, and then we had our young ones that came in and did what they needed to help our 8th graders out. So basically it was a huge, big old new team all together, and I think we did exceptionally well for how we begin to how we end, and that's what matters the most. It was pretty rough at the beginning, but we finished how we needed to finish the best that we could. I'm very proud of each one of you, and I cannot wait to see everything that you guys accomplish, because I know there's so much more ahead in your future with all of you. So with that being said, we'll go with our 6th graders first. Leah Adams. Hayden Carter. Meredith Grooms. Ellie Prophet. Molly Roberts. And Carmen Shropshire. Sorry, Molly. Our lone 7th grader with Lexi Massingale. And then our 8th graders, Carsey Ellison. Leah Hammonds. Here, Leah, baby. Emerson Smith. And Addie Woods. Thank you, guys.
as we introduce our all-tournament players, if you guys would please step forward. First of all, for our area tournament, which was held here this year, Hayden Carter. Emerson Smith. And Carsey Ellison. And then for sectionals, we also have Miss Carsey Ellison. Let's give all these girls a good round of applause.
Okay, and finally we get to boys basketball, Mr. Tim Dockery and Blake Briggs.
I'm not going to spend a bunch of time because we've done a lot of that, and Blake said, "Thank God." A couple of things though. John? How do you like being called or recognized by one name? Folky. Are you good with that? So you nicknames I give y'all. So don't worry about it so much, Hollywood. All right. So don't worry about it, Folky over here, John Fulkerson. All right. So Hollywood, that's pretty good. A couple of things that you may not know. We were checking with TMSA today, Coach, and I don't know if y'all know it, but just like you getting your 6th year at UT, at TMSA, they're going to give you guys in 8th grade another year back. Did you know that? No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'd love to have you back, but there's 8 of you that's gone. Sorry. You know, that's just the way it is. John mentioned that he got to play 6 years of basketball, or going to play 6 years at UT. Now, here's the bad thing to realize about this. I'm almost 60 years old, all right? And I remind you guys quite often that I went to school 6 years, but I only got to play 4. So congratulations on getting your 6th year. And Gundy, who knows Mike Gundy, the coach? All right, it's not Joe Dirt, it's Mike Gundy. Boys, now y'all get it, right? Just because we wear a mullet doesn't mean that we're Joe Dirt, we're Mike Gundy. So understand that, all right? So stop it. All right, we'll move into this now. All right, here we go. Blake, you want to hand them out, or Folky, would you like to hand the trophies out? Let's let you hand the trophies out when it comes time, and we'll let Blake do their certificates. Okay. We're getting organized. Hang on, guys. You 8th graders, like Coach said there earlier, I'm curious to see where the future takes you at Cott County High School or what school you go to. There's a lot of great things still going to come for you guys. And I understand your summer basketball is going pretty good too for you 8th graders. And also you 7th graders are starting to compete right now too, as I understand. But, you know, wait till you get with me and next month and we'll get a little bit more push out of you. All right. So the first one here is Lofton Ford. Maurice Timmons. Maurice. Come over here, Maurice. Hollywood. Talon Lees. Bowman, Hazelwood. I'm not going to say your last name because I know I'm going to mispronounce it. Martine. All right, guys, now that's our sixth graders that's returning to the team. So this summer, parents put them in the stretching machine, and everybody's got one, I hope, at your house. You've seen Barney 5 where they put him in that thing and they hung him in the door and it stretched him out. So that's what we need to do for these guys. They'll be amazed at how much they're going to grow in the next 6 months. Going into the 7th grade is Maddox Carter. A lot of people don't realize it as we get into some of the starters and players. Our team run through this young man. He was a great addition to our team. Come in, he's a little hard-headed. I don't know if he gets that from his mom or his daddy or who it's from, but our team ran through this young man, Will Sutton. I believe he's grown a little bit too. Now, this one's got right here, this is a 7th grader post player that's got a lot to big shoes to fill at the post, and that's Jackson Williams. How many times have you heard me, don't be a liability? Never be a liability on the court. Don't be a liability. We don't shoot bad shots. So we're pounding this in his head right now because he's got to step up and be a big part of our team this year, and that is Skylar Hall. Best shot, best looking, best running, best TV announcer, best communicator, everything on Kyler's YouTube station. He's meant for it, and that's Taylor Thomas. You guys go watch him play baseball. He's a very, very good baseball player too. First time I met this young man, I called him Jose. Jose. My name ain't Jose, it's Sway. So ever since then, it's been Sway Hope. Congratulations, Sway. We were in the state championship game, and all of a sudden, our post player, John, gets 2 fouls, and we're thinking, well, what do we do? And we've got Trent that we put in there, and so a couple of good things happened, and I couldn't stand it no more. My heart was beating 100 miles a minute, and I said, Kyler, you got to get back in there. But this kid put in what time that he was on the court, did exactly what we needed to do to win that championship game, and that's Trent Lees. Well, we score 4 points one game. We score 37 the next game. I don't know if he scored 37, but he'd score a lot of points. He was a real streaky player. And I looked down at the end of the game before we go into overtime, and there's a parent down there at our bench, and I'm like, what are you doing down here? She said, I come to check on my baby. Why ain't he scoring? You know, then he makes the basket going into the overtime. One of the 2 points, we scored 4 points in the 3 minutes of the overtime. And of course, we've been working on this tip play. There's a couple of things that we played just for the tournament. One was the tip play that scored, and the other one was what, Will? Pet dog counter, right? Pet dog counter. So those will live for us forever. So, Orrin, is your mother here? There's another one here. Where's he at? Over here, Nigel. Nigel's over there. I look up and both of them's in the huddle at going, what are you doing? Get back in the stands. But they come to check on them babies and they won it. Maybe that was the good luck that made it happen. Orrin Hazelwood. Well, let's talk a little bit about the kid that Mark come to me down at Harriman and said that's the best defensive game that we have ever, or game plan that we put in against Chattanooga Preparatory. And it was force the guy down the right side and Bo knocked the heck out of him. So that was the plan. So against Chattanooga Preparatory, every time the guy tried to come down the right side, Bo would grab the ball and we'd get it, and then there'd be Orrin, and we'd go shoot a layup, or Ethan hit a big three. So it's the hardest game I ever coached in, but this kid, you know, he done everything that we asked him to do. He closed out in the corners. He was the enforcer. The only one that I think in the last 4 years that I know that was the only foul shooter going against 4 others that he got his own rebound and scored in the first round of the playoffs. And Bo done everything that we asked him to do. Bo Prophet. Not Joe Dirt. Mike Gundy. All right, let's talk about the sleeper now. Now, the sleeper is the one that I have said for some time now. Coaches have come and asked me about our team and what makes it work. Well, it goes through Will Smith, but the backside rebounds that we're able to get, that we can get it into our guards' hands, to get it down the court, to hit Kyler running down the floor, is what makes our team work. And so in the championship games that we played, that we reversed that ball to Ethan. Ethan got that ball where he needed to be. So every coach that asked me about our team, I've give each one of them a role. And of course, I've talked about it tonight, is that Ethan is the sleeper, because Ethan can shoot the three and drain it. He can handle the basketball. He can post. He gets the rebound on the backside. If you just get rid of that Pebbles haircut, maybe that's what changed him. I don't know. But I think he's grown a foot since basketball ended. But this is one of them that I'm going to miss. And even though he's not a skyhawk, he's a tippy-toer, and he's got to learn to start jumping. And when he starts jumping, he'll really make a difference on the team that he's on. Ethan Fine. Well, brings you to the last one. This one is the one that I believed in the whole time since I've been here. I went to him at the community center and said, you got to play basketball for us. And of course, some of you may remember it. We went over to Greenville. He talked back to me. What did I do, Amy? I put him up in the stands with his mama. Said, I guess you can watch the ball games from up there from now on. So he really never talked back to me after that, because I don't know if it was the fear of not getting to play or sitting with Mom. I don't know which one it was. But this kid is going to be hard to replace, and that's because of the way he runs the floor, Folky. He runs the floor like you guys do. He sees Ethan get the rebound or Bo get the rebound, and he's ready for it. He gets up and down the floor. He's got a lot of heart. And, of course, he'll be hard to replace on this team at Newport Grammar School. So that is Kyler Hayes. Yeah, where does it go from here? I'm good.
All right, last year we didn't really get to have a banquet at all. We didn't get to recognize these kids. So we have our 2 all-tournament players. We had 3, of course, one was an 8th grader, so we want to recognize them. So step forward, please. Ethan Fine. Somebody wanna give it there? And Kyler Hayes. And for this year, for the area tournament, Will Sutton. Lauren Hazelwood Martinez. Kyler Hayes. And then it's sectional play at Harriman. We had our all-tournament player was Lauren Hazelwood Martinez. And our MVP of that sectional tournament, Kyler Hayes.
They can never take it away from you. You are a state champion. Never.
Thanks, guys. Have a seat. Okay, as all the parents know, our one fundraiser we do for the year is calendar sales. Everybody dreads it. We know. But we are glad for the ones who participate and help us out. As you notice, we have new stage pads this year. That was what we bought this year with our fundraising money. So we really, really do appreciate you all helping out and doing the fundraisers for us. Every year we like to recognize our top fundraisers. And 4th place this year was Lexi Massengill. Third place, Sway Holt. Second place, Kyler Hayes. I can talk over that, no problem. First place, Aubrey Gradeless. One more round of applause for these guys. Also, that fundraiser as well helped pay for our state tournament trip, which I think all the kids had the time of their life this year. We really do appreciate all the parents and stands for helping us with that fundraiser and being able to send these boys and cheerleaders to Murfreesboro. We really appreciate it. Okay, this next award is what I take most seriously, and that is our academic award. These students, they put time on the court, practice, go home, study, make good grades, good students in the classroom, great representatives of Newport Grammar School. We're really proud of you guys. These are straight, straight A's all year long, okay? So we'll start with our 6th graders, Lofton Ford. Ashton Davidson. Meredith Grooms. Molly Roberts. All right, 8th grade, Autumn Rankins. Zai Carr. Aaliyah Timmons. Jocelyn Waits. Addie Woods. Leah Hammonds. Ayla Cole. Rachel Hunley. Congratulations, everybody. One more special award that we have. It's not given out every year. It's not given out every 5-6 years maybe at the most, okay? This is our High Point Award. This year we have one recipient. He scored over 700 points in his career here at Newport Grammar School, and that would be Mr. Kyler Hayes. Great job, Kyler. Awesome career, man. Great job. Okay, we're something a little new this year. We're going to raffle off a few keepsakes that we had laying around here that you kids may enjoy. This one is only going to be raffled off for our 8th grade athletes. It was our picture that hung at the gym down there with your calendar and the picture of all the 8th grade athletes on that. And our winner is Miss Gracelyn Davis. Okay, this is a state tournament plaque with all the boys' names on it, so we're going to raffle this off just for the 8th grade boys, or all the basketball team. And we have 4. Talos Thomas. Take your pick, Talos. Sway Holt. Ethan Fine. And our last one, Mr. Skylar Hall. And at this time, we'd like to recognize some of the coaches. They spend way more time than we pay them, so we really appreciate them coaching for us this year and every year that they have coached. We really do appreciate it. It's more voluntary work than anything, so we really appreciate you guys spending your time for these kids, and whether they like to say it or not, they really appreciate you making them better players and better individuals. We really appreciate it. Miss Donna for volleyball. Barb Suggs. And Miss Caitlin Wyatt. This is Jesse Webb. I'm sorry, Jesse Webb. And Jan O'Lear. Miss Juliana Hazlett. Jayla Lane. And Jerica Lane. And Mr. Caleb Moore. I guess we'll give him one, Mr. Tim Dockery. At this time, I'd like Mr. Terry Hurst to come up. He has something special award for Mr. Dockery.
Thank you. My family would first of all like to thank the coaches. We've been lucky enough to have volleyball, girls basketball, and boys basketball. I don't know if anybody else here has that many sports that they were able to follow, but it was a great ride, coaches. We really thank you. But the state championship has been something very special to us. We followed it from back when basketball started in October till the final horn sounded. And we celebrated it, especially for Bo, our grandson. Renee, my wife, is very good with photos and words. So we made Bo a photo book. And it was very special. And we showed it to Coach Dockery, and he liked it. So in his honor, we made him a very special book. So if you'll come forward, Tim. Thank you. It is really good. Anybody that's not seen it, it is good. This is your ticket. Thank you. Thank you. And this is where I'm looking down on keep an eye on. Thank you.
One more thing we'd like to unveil tonight. It will be hanging on the wall, hopefully soon, but we do have a banner for you gentlemen. You earned it, and if you'll turn around, we're going to go show it to you. All right, I feel like we've held Folky here captive all night, so we're going to hurry up and try to end. We're going to end it with some pictures. So if the golf team would quickly come up. Any parents that want to come down and take a picture of the golf team, just come on down right now. All right, thanks, guys. We're going to move on to the next sport, which is volley. Oh, hold on. Mr. Butler is going to get one last one. Thanks, guys. Volleyball. Bend down if you're. Thank you, ladies. Cheerleading. Dance team. Girls basketball. Boys basketball.
Take your mask down. We do have those forces.
Okay, and anybody that's left that hasn't exited the building, Kyler Hayes put together a short video clip for the boys basketball team. Okay, so everybody just look up at the screens. We're going to play that video right now.
That's where I put him in the stands. Oh, I seen Cade the other day. I bet he weighs 250 pounds.
Okay. All right, all the coaches, volleyball, cheer, dance, girls basketball, boys basketball, and golf, come on up and get your picture made with Folky. Then it's time for him to head back home.